given audience the idea. Yeah. KR said, yeah, they're setting up Diddy, man. Ain't no way this is a real criminal lawsuit. The more you listen to this, it's
Oh man.
crazy. Yeah, yeah, okay, we
Fair
don't really.
use.
Asked if the escorts ejaculated, Cassie said yes, usually when it was okay for them per Sean. But if they did, then Sean and I would go into the next room and he'd want me to put the semen on his body, usually on his chest, on his nipples. You got your woman rubbing another man's splack on your chest. What type of demonic shit is this, bruh? Fuck is that? Fuck is that?
Do you have the stomach?
This is a freaky deal. Never did I expected this to go this far. But I guess Cassie Ventura bravely took the stand and explained it all, revealing a tale of manipulation, survival, and debauchery. I cannot explain it anything else.
Talk about taking one for the team. Cassie is a team player, and if she was playing basketball, apparently she would be the point guard.
And if Diddy was a basketball player, he would be playing on the Knicks.
Diddy would be playing on both teams. Guys,
he would be playing baseball while we're playing basketball. We're gonna dive into the criminal aspect of this, because during the first week, what you see is that they are trying. Let's talk about it in the second part, but the first part we're gonna talk about this freaky deaky, because as you can see it in the title, in the caption, "Rub it on my chest." Diddy was wilding, and he's definitely cooked.
Like Robert does it.
Do you have the stomach?
If you listen to the whole thing, hey, let me play your video. Let me play your video
Cassie
of
on the stand.
what happened. Fair use.
And her first day of cross-examination, and I don't want to say it's super intense, because Diddy's lawyer, Anna Estevea, she's doing an amazing job at being very gentle. I mean, Cassie and her have exchanged a few laughs while she was on the stand, which I thought was pretty incredible. And additionally, there's a lot of explicit graphic text that we're seeing from Cassie to Diddy and vice versa. And Estevea is saying, look, if you don't want to read these, you don't have to, which I thought was really nice. Also, when Cassie answers and it's kind of a yes or no question, Estevea isn't like, it's yes or no. She's being very, very calm and very kind. Now, what we saw like right off the bat here was a conversation via BlackBerry between Diddy and Cassie about 2.5 years into their relationship. And remember, at this point, Cassie testified during direct that he had abused her. She didn't want to do freak offs, you know, all this stuff. And she actually said that he said, you know, I miss you already. When do you want to FO? That was Diddy. And she said, I'm always ready to FO. And again, this was August of 2009, about 2 years into their relationship. They talked about when it would be best for them. And then they talked about getting an escort involved. And then we see a text message that says, I can't wait to stare at your BBD. You guys know what I'm talking about. And again, lawyer did not make her say it out loud. There's, a lot of explicit text messages. And look, I think some of the takeaways here at what the defense is doing and what they're eliciting out of Cassie is, again, the email saying she loves him after these FOs. And don't get mad at me. Don't tell me, you know, I understand how trauma works, but I'm just relaying all this to you guys. So Cassie testified that she had to do freak offs during her period. And we were shown an email where Diddy, for FO planning purposes, asks her when she's getting her period. And she says she's skipping it that month. Additionally, she testified that she didn't want to be a swinger because she didn't want to see him with another woman. Well, we see an exchange where she says she has a fantasy about seeing him with another woman. And I'm paraphrasing here. She also says at one point that, quote, she'd travel anywhere to be with him. And this is while they are discussing an FO in this one message, this BlackBerry message. Yeah, she, another big thing here is the drug talk and the opioid talk. So Cassie testified that Diddy told her he was addicted to opioids. And the defense is basically saying, well, did you see him try to get off these opioids or come down from them? And she said, yeah. And then they said, well, that makes one volatile, angry. And again, I'm paraphrasing, but basically what they were alluding to is that Diddy's violent behavior and aggressive behavior and all of his mood swings that she talked about were because he was coming down from opioids.
If you look at a couple of things that were talked about during that cross, Cassie claimed that Diddy taught her how to perform fellatio. Cassie opened up about her prior relationship with songwriter Ryan Leslie, admitting they had a 10-year age gap and that she had Ryan's initial tattooed on her body. You know what that means.
Was she? How old was she? Because
Ryan is lucky that he's not involved in this shit. Sorry for my word choice, but he would have been cooked too. I think they were hanging out when she was 17. That's all.
17. Yeah.
So, yeah, no one.
He talked like he loved her. Remember in the old, I think it was the DJ Vlad interview, right?
Yeah.
Where he was talking like he loved her.
He got tricked out of his position. Diddy basically, from what I heard, Diddy orchestrated the heist.
The Cassie heist.
He took the booty, well, of course, with consent, but he took the booty from Ryan Leslie.
Yeah. The pirate treasure.
The pirate, yeah, the treasure. She was the treasure. Ryan. Whoa, wait, what? Now I understand what you said.
I mean, guys, for those of you who don't know,
Well, sometimes I'm very oblivious about what I say.
yeah, that's why I'm helping
I don't
you.
think
Kier.
about.
That's why I'm helping you. So, a pirate's treasure.
Oh, that sounded great.
called-
Now I think.
It's called a booty.
Yeah.
So that's what KR was eluding.
Yeah, and
So,
I was
KR
basically saying that Cassie is the booty in that situation, the treasure.
Just say treasure, man. Just say treasure.
Yeah, she was the treasure, and the way he orchestrated, he basically set up a let's call it a fake event where he couldn't be there, only she could be there, and that's how he basically finagled his way into that situation and took her away from Ryan. And of course, I mean, when we've all been 19, and you always, when you're 19, you're kind of impressed by people's stature much more. Some people don't grow out of that phase, so maybe she was kind of impressed about him being interested in her rather than Ryan. Of course, Ryan was a big producer back then, but hey, Diddy is Diddy. Let's be honest.
Yeah,
So-
Diddy was, and still is. Well, I don't know about now because Ryan did go the independent route and got a lot of money. So, but
RJ, let's be honest. Diddy has, even with the independent route, does he has Diddy money?
well, but no, so he doesn't have Diddy. He never had Diddy money, but he didn't have Diddy liabilities and debt either. So it's
that's
that's what I'm saying. Like, so it's like what it, and I don't know, but at that time, at least, and still, if we're talking about popularity wise and celebrity status, Diddy was way up there. And so,
way up there.
and a girl like Cassie probably was, I found that appealing as well, especially as a young artist. You know, she probably looked up to other artists that went ahead of her, And so she probably, yeah. And Diddy could definitely offer her access and status level.
Access to studio, access to other writers, access to more
Everything.
better features. I think that's one thing that the defense also tried to imply during their cross is that Diddy. There's two things that the defense tried to highlight is that, in a sense, in that early stage of their relationship, they both tried to use each other. She tried to use him for his connections, and he was basically, well, interested in her in another way, in the freak off way. But one of the things that was talked about in day 4, RJ, which was kind of crazy as well. Cassie reveals during the cross-examination on day 4 of Diddy's trial that she was still having freak-offs with Diddy while in a relationship with Kid Cudi. Which explains maybe what happened with Cudi's car. Kid's car. I don't know, Kid Cudi's car. That ignited.
Kaboom. It's the remix to Ignition. That one.
Boom, 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 boom.
Car blew
Another
up,
thing
yeah.
that was said during day 4. I mean, day 4 was kind of crazy. Cassie testified. Oh, you're gonna read
Cassie
it?
testified on day 4 of Diddy's trial that Diddy once accused her of having an affair with Michael B. Jordan while she was in South Africa filming a movie. Is Michael B. also in this case? At least his name?
He's not in the case. This is the first time he was mentioned. There have been a lot of artists or actors, a couple of actors have been named. Nicki Minaj has been named. Not as a
partaken as a participant in a freak off?
more as a person she talked to during
Okay.
that period. So I mean, there's a lot of
celebrity. I mean, they're all celebrities. They probably hang out with each other.
they hang out with each other. So you
It's about
talk about
vicinity.
situations. But
Yep.
there's a lot of things that was mentioned. Like and this is when it becomes kind of a situation where. Let me share my screen real quick. This was on day 3 where
On day 3 of the Diddy trial, Cassie testified that she once emailed her mom saying Diddy was threatening to leak X-rated videos of her. The email was sent in December 2011. The email sent in December 2011 was also sent to Diddy's former assistant, Capricorn Clark. The threats that Diddy has made of me are that he will release explicit videos, one on Christmas and one other, she wrote. The jury saw photos of Cassie's bruised back and legs taken by her mom. When asked if she had been honest with her mom about the abuse, Cassie said, "No, I told her it was the first time." Cassie admitted she never told her mom about the FOs Diddy forced her to do. "I couldn't hurt her like that," Cassie said. "It's not normal, constantly being bruised up by the person that loves you or who says they love you." Cassie then asked the judge for a quick break.